Hey guys, welcome back to ContinueQuest. I'm Paul.
I'm Josh.
And we grinding.
And we have a cursor in our way.
Oh, hold on, let me move the cursor off for Josh, because Josh gets annoyed by that.
Is it recording the cursor? No, it's not, right?
No, the cursor would not get picked up.
Okay.
But I know it gets in your way.
It doesn't really bother me that much.
You're fighting, man. You need to have a clear view for fighting.
I need to see what my numbers are exactly. Exactly? Okay.
Exactly.
My coffee's wearing off.
That's some fucking Pennsylvania grandparent shit.
Retners, that's what my grandparents say.
Retners? Like Redners?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, my family is so bad about that stuff. I don't know how I, learned how to speak words.
Everywhere has weird ways of saying things, but,
Yeah, but
there's some real weird, like
Yeah.
Philadelphia people say acme instead of acme.
Acme? Yeah, acme. I don't know.
Acme is just a normal word that's been around for forever.
It's four
letters.
There's no way you can mess that up.
It's 2 syllables. Don't add a third one in there.
And me. Yeah.
Why would you want to make that harder on yourself?
Why? I don't know. Why ask why? Bud Dry. I don't know.
What?
Remember that?
No, what was that?
It was like
why ask why, but what?
Bud Dry is Bud Light.
Oh,
Bud
Bud
Dry.
Dry.
Remember they were making all those Bud beers?
They made a Bud Dry? What was the difference?
Guess. It probably tasted drier.
I was gonna say, is there enough flavor in it to make it dry?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't.
Honestly, never really drank a regular old
Bud Light?
Budweiser. No,
Oh,
I always
Budweiser?
drank Bud Light because that's all that's ever been around.
That reminds me of bad times.
Bud Light.
Bud. It's
Of what, drinking cheap beer times?
Yeah,
in your life?
it's not great.
I drank more Keystone Light, which is a Pennsylvania cheap beer.
That's like spill that beer. Who cares? Beer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like beer pong beer.
It was 10 bones, 30 stones.
Yeah, 10 bones, 30 stones.
And it was a $10 for a 30
What is it
pack.
now? I think that's what Natty Ice is.
It's like $12 for 30 of them now.
it's I think Natty Ice
Natty
is
was 10 for 24.
Yeah.
I think.
But they're the pints. Those are the big
pounders.
Yeah, they're the pounders.
The pounder cans. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my stepdad drinks.
Oh god, dude, we had a Pabst the other night. Nick and I went to a comedy show.
Yeah,
and,
Pabst is big now.
Yeah,
because hipsters.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because it's sort of hipstery, but it's also it's just super cheap, so people just drink it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, my family
they're
always
poor.
drank it on 4th of July. They would always drink Pabst. So to me, that's really odd. That
Pabst is of the genus of beers that are water beers, like Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light, that are good for when you're doing a barbecue,
right?
Because you can drink it all day long.
Yeah, you can drink a shitload of them and then play volleyball.
Yeah, and be great.
Okay. Yeah.
My girlfriend Jen always says that she won't drink that anymore because what happens to her is she drinks them, and when Jen gets drinking,
yeah,
she gets into a zone and she just doesn't stop.
I've seen it.
It's insane. It's impressive. She's not she's a real skinny girl.
Well, you don't really know. You don't really. Well, you know if she dances, then you know she dances like Elaine.
She's a good dancer until she gets real drunk.
Until she's super drunk, then it's Elaine.
Yeah, but so she drinks them. She doesn't drink them anymore because she says what happens to her is she drinks it, and once she stops drinking, she gets drunk. As the moment she stops is when it all hits her and she gets real drunk.
That's
she won't feel
terrifying.
It's real weird, yeah.
Well, that was the night that I was the most hungover I've ever been.
At Joe's house?
Yeah, that was
my birthday night.
That was your birthday. It was 2011
It was 2011, and the present I got from my one friend Alex was a massive bottle of Maker's Mark. Not the regular bottle, the double bottle.
Yeah, the big old boy.
Yeah, yeah.
You need this for your everything.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna be drinking this for 5 weeks.
Yep.
5 weeks. That shows how much
Only 5 weeks.
That shows how much I'm good at. I like drinking. But yeah, no, I remember we were drinking. Well, we were mixing. We were drinking everything.
Yeah.
So that's how that happened.
We were at Joe's house, and it was his parents' house.
Yeah.
And they had a wet bar in the room, and they had real crystal.
I'm gonna throw up just thinking about it.
They had crystal goblets and stuff like that. It was real fancy.
Yeah, rich white people. That
Yeah.
move to Florida.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Let their kid have their house.
Yeah.
let him have his friends over every weekend.
Dude, holy shit. That was good.
Those are great, man. I love that. Except for the time I almost died.
Yeah, so that night you got real drunk. We talked about it, where you put the wheat into your tongue and threw up.
There was a lot going on. I think I was sick, and I slept it was February.
Yeah.
And I slept on a wooden floor.
Right.
And then I slept in the bathroom for 13 hours. And Joe's girlfriend was super mad at me.
Yeah.
She was pissed. And I was like, look, I want to go. Trust me.
I want to get out of here.
I don't want to be here. That was the day also that my cousin had her kid that day.
Oh my! The day after when you were sick?
Yeah, the sick day.
Oh no!
And I couldn't like 6 in the morning. I knew I was in bad shape already. And I remember going to the car to get my phone because I left it in there, I guess. And it was a sheet of ice.
Uh-huh.
I had a blanket on me, and I'm slipping all over this ice, trying to get to my phone to call somebody to come get me.
Uh-huh.
But everyone was watching the birth of a child, or working, because they had to cover because my family works together.
Yeah.
So I was fucked, man. I was like, you did this to yourself.
Yep.
And that's really bad. That's really embarrassing. I don't want to call my mom to come fucking get me in Doylestown.
You're in dire straits.
Yeah. But I thought about it, and I was going to take that bullet. I was going to have to eat that one, because that's how sick I was.
Yeah.
And then I got out of the car and projectile vomited all over the parking lot.
Uh-huh.
And I was fine. I lived.
Yeah, you're here now.
Yeah, more or less.
You never lived it down, though.
I never did. Well, there's a picture of me dying. Your girlfriend has it on her phone.
Yeah. Because we found it very humorous that you were that sick.
Well, I don't think you knew, honestly.
We didn't know how sick you were. We just knew that you were laying by the toilet. We were just like, oh, look at him.
Yeah.
Because we found you huddled up in a blanket by the toilet, and we were like, what the fuck is this?
It was that point when you think that you're in hell. That's what hell is.
Yeah. You've poisoned yourself. You've legitimately poisoned yourself at that point.
There's no relief. They're you'll do anything to feel relief.
Yeah.
I would have. That's why I was going to call my mom.
Mom, save me.
Because I'm fucking 12. I gotta come help me.
Dude, that was a fun night. I remember another friend of ours. Hold on.
Oh, you're sick. You're disgusting.
Another friend of ours. Oh, look, I can see the waveform of my sneeze.
Ew.
Another friend of ours was also really drunk, and there was knickknacks everywhere on this house because again, it was a very old house, and there's all marble statuettes everywhere,
little trinkets the guy from.
But the best part was that there was marble fancy statuettes, and then there was Alien vs Predator toys everywhere as well.
Yeah, because it was the transition period.
Yeah. But I remember my friend slipped and fell and knocked while we were going down these precipitous steps.
Yes.
And it fell right on his finger, and it changed color instantly.
Ew.
And we were like, oh no.
Ew, that happened then?
Yeah, you were gone at that point.
Yeah.
And I remember there was you were dying, and he did that, and I was like, this is spiraling towards hospital time for somebody.
It was close, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, it makes me sick thinking about it. I can't think about it too much because that's how sick I was.
I hope a lot of people are in that point in their lives. Have a good time.
Sure.
Have a real good time. But eventually you're going to look back and be like, why did we do that to our bodies?
I could have not experienced that. Yeah. That would have been cool.
Nah, the stories are fun, though.
They are fun.
Not for that night, not for you.
Well, it's a good story, I guess. It would have been better if I would have, had to go get, my stomach pumped, I guess. Which at that point, it wouldn't have, there was nothing in there.
Yeah.
It
was in your blood.
You
had to get a transfusion.
Yeah, I needed an IV.
Yeah.
That's what I needed.
Yeah, you need fluids, yeah.
Because, I would eat the wheat thin and just throw up. One wheat thin.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Don't drink.
I mean, drink. But take your time with it. Don't go away. Don't take out the handle of Maker's Mark.
Yeah, and don't drink whiskey on top of, whatever beer, whiskey, beer before whiskey.
Bud Dry. All the Bud Dry we were drinking.
We were drinking Red Dog.
Red Dog.
My friend.
Man Dog 2020 you talking about? What's Red Dog?
Remember Red Dog, the beer Red Dog?
No, I
had
never
the Red
that.
Dog on it. That's early 90s shit.
No, I never had that.
My friend's older brother used to drink that, and I remember being like, this is the most 90s ass shit of all time.
Red Dog.
And he would keep the caps and stuff.
Oh, did they have things in the caps?
No, he just liked keeping the caps.
You have a jar of caps?
Yeah, or you put them on a wall or I don't know. People did weird things.
I used to keep my caps when I was really young, when I first started drinking.
Yeah, it's a trophy.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, how much did I drink last night? And you search your pocket, and you're like, oh, I have 12 caps in here. Okay.
It's currency.
Yeah.
it's
bottle
a
caps.
Count, yeah. Fallout. You were getting ready for Fallout.
Yep, and I had played Fallout at that point, so I knew what I was doing. I was big into Fallout 2 at that time.
I stopped playing 4.
Me too.
That's kind of.
You get bored of it?
Yeah.
It got kind of samey.
I was kind of like, okay, it's not as good as Skyrim. I'm sorry.
No, there's something.
You know why? There's no swords.
Yeah, there are though.
There are the Chinese swords and the electrified Chinese swords.
I think the thing about Fallout, and it's weird because the world's not beautiful, so it's like a little less.
It's a little less immersive because it's a little grating.
Kind of like I'm just in this gross ass world, and it's cool at first, but then you're kind of like, I don't want to. Like in Skyrim, you walk into a beautiful glade, and you're like, oh.
You walk into a place sometimes, and if you have a companion, your companion's like, "This is beautiful," and you're like, "Yeah, I know."
Oh, yeah, totally. But then you walk into a place in Fallout, and they're like, "Oh, this place hasn't had any."
Yeah, and there's mutants, and there's like gross people.
Yeah, everyone's a piece of shit.
Everyone's a what do they call those? The burned up people. What are they?
The ghouls?
The ghouls.
Yeah,
the ghouls.
Yeah, there's just something. It's cool. I still like it. It's just not.
It's fun.
It's fun, but it's not as immersive. It's really just not as immersive as Skyrim.
The VAT system takes me out of it a little bit.
Yeah, the stopping of time definitely throws things off, and you have to do that.
On PC you can kind of get away with not doing it, but it's better to do it. So like, what are you gonna just like eyeball it when you can just if you get your crit all good, like you can just use VATs and headshot people. Right. I don't know. It's not the same as. It's like a real time thing.
It's cool, but I just feel like with Skyrim, I wanted to search out every little nook and cranny of that world.
Well, when you mod, you that's what you do. Yeah. You're like, I turn off fast travel and I just walk. Fuck that. I ride horse everywhere.
I think that's sort of the problem with Fallout 2 is I got to that point where like I could get to most of the parts of the world now by just fast traveling to the closest thing, and you just like you're kind of like if you're going to the marker where the quest marker is, you're not doing anything.
Right,
anymore.
You're just going there.
You're just literally following a dot.
You're teleporting.
Yeah, you're teleporting, and then you're like following a breadcrumb trail to the spot that you need to go to, and then like. There's not much to it. I also got to the point where I had to make a decision over who I was gonna.
Oh, that's a problem for you, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I want to be able to go to all the places still.
Yeah,
I want to go on the Pridwin, and I want to go to the Institute.
I know I just made fun of you, but like that's what I did too. Like, I was like, I don't want to stop doing that stuff.
Right.
I want to be. Obviously, I'm gonna pick the freedom fighter, the freedom trail, because like they're the most like tolerant.
Good guys.
Yeah, they're the good guys.
I already fucked them over.
Well,
I already.
History's gonna remember that, Paul.
Yeah. I did the old. I'm like the Institute was cool at first.
Paul General Custard Ritchey.
Yep.
Here we go. It all comes back.
Hey man, they're attacking us. They're attacking our wagon trains.
If General Custer had video games, he never would have killed those Native Americans.
Nope, he would be like me. There'd be another me in history.
That's fucking crazy.
This is what the world needs. No, I just felt like I just got to that point and I was just like, I don't really.
It just gets old.
Care enough about any of them, really.
It gets old, yeah.
Yeah.
I never felt that way about Skyrim, but I feel that way about it.
I hit a point in Skyrim where I think I was actually thinking about going back and finishing up Fallout 4 because I do want to finish it.
You play on a PlayStation?
Yeah, I have it on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I only got it because I wanted to be able to sit on my couch.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, honestly, like I got it for PC and it's like bugged and crazy. I mean, that's probably not. There's probably an update, and I just haven't updated it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they just released the game and they're like, it's broken.
Yeah, well, that's what they can do with
People
everything.
are gonna yell at me because they're all like, well, every game, which just makes it okay, I guess, if every game is like that.
Well, that's the thing, but that's the problem, and I think a lot of people think that way.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people hate that about video games now. Is that they're like, oh, we can just put out every game broken and then fix it,
and then we'll just download the fix. But it's like, why don't you just fix it and then do it, and then you don't have to do it later?
Well, the problem is that people get mad when a game gets delayed, and it's like, well, if it got delayed, it's because it's broken,
right.
And then if they release it, it would be broken, and then you'd be mad. So no matter what, you lose.
I mean, it's ambitious too. Like I can't really complain too much because like the game is insanely huge and like it looks phenomenal even on my computer, which is getting older.
Yeah,
I mean, it still looks great, but I mean, if you have like
high end
crazy RAM, like you can just do whatever in that game.
Right.
But
but
I don't want it to crash like randomly.
Right.
That sucks.
Yeah. I think that the big thing for me is it's just the world isn't as
It sounds fun.
It's not as fun. There's something cool, like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen everything in the Fallout world, you know?
Well, Skyrim, too, like, you can see it a million times and it's still beautiful.
And
like,
the thing is, they go to different worlds. I mean, I guess they go to different areas in Fallout. Like, they get different parts of the country.
You don't want to walk around, like, the irradiated zone with you have to have power armor and keep Radix on your side. You don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
That stinks. It's like homework.
Yeah, I've always liked the West Coast Fallouts better than the East Coast ones, too.
Yeah, the Western ones.
Like, there's something cool about the warmer temperature and, like, the warmer colors of those ones. Like, New Vegas is fucking beautiful looking.
Yeah.
Because it's all yellow and it's like... I don't know. There's something about that I feel like is more Fallout-y to me because I think I played Fallout 2 first.
I'll tell you why. Here's why.
Why?
It fits in the part of your brain that fits with like the 1950s nostalgia because that's where they were testing nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
And when it's like the beginning of Indiana Jones 4, it's like, oh, okay, well they're here.
Yeah.
And that's what that looks like. And it's the 50s, so that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But in Boston in the 50s, like, all right, it's a city.
They did a better job this time of like, because it was in Boston, they were like, oh, well, we'll make it like Blade Runner-y. And,
it's
more cyborg and androids and stuff like that. Like, that was a cool new addition, but that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
We actually gotta take a real quick break. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Continuing our talk from Fallout 4. Josh is laughing because we took like literally a 2-second
I couldn't
break.
even breathe. It was just, we're back.
He said bye, and then I was like, going.
It's going to be tough to edit that one.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. But no, I wanted to get back into this because, like, I did like the effort at trying to put those androids into it.
Yeah, like, that's cool, but
it wasn't, like, Skyrim, when it came out, they put dragons into it, and you were like, holy shit, fucking dragon. Because, like, Morrowind was fun, but Skyrim was, like, a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm excited for the next one, because you know they're going to go to another realm of...
Yeah,
what's the world?
They might go to, like...
Tamriel is the world?
Tamriel, right? Yeah. They might go to, like, where the Bosmer live. They might go to Redguard.
Yeah, there could be so many, like... And, like, all those things could have totally different topographies.
Yeah, it can just be different.
And, yeah, and you'll get, like they could do, like, Redguards. I assume they live in, like, kind of like a North African style.
Yeah, it's like a desert, yeah.
So, like, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
And, like...
They're just expanses of just giant...
It'd be like Conan the Barbarian world, you know? Like, that's how I'd imagine that.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good way to put it.
You know, like...
I think that's kind of how Skyrim is, too, a little bit, but with trees and grass, you know?
Right.
You'll come across, like, ruins.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. You know, this is like Conan.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. It's like the beginning of Conan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about that is that
I don't know enough about Morrowind, honestly. Like, I love Skyrim, but that's like my first. I never played Morrowind.
Morrowind was so cool because it was super alien fantasy world because they had
they have those
swamp strider things.
Yeah, you can go in the expansions. You can go.
Oh, really?
There's
Skyrim?
Yeah, there's an expansion.
Oh, I didn't get that one.
It's Dragonborn. It's good. It's worth it.
And you can go to the Morrowind area.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
there's all that like volcano looking
like
shit.
Ashland. Yeah. And like that's like that's the cool part is it's like there's different biomes. Whereas I feel like in Fallout it's like they tried that. Like
it has to be real, right?
Yeah. And like they did it in Fallout 3 where they had the one area that was like the Eden.
Yeah.
Which was cool because it was like this like little forest.
Like Mad Max, whichever Mad Max that is, where they go to the place and there's people and waterfalls and shit.
Like, oh shit! And it's like, and there it's cool because it's like the stark contrast, which is really neat.
Yeah.
But it just, I feel like the Boston one just didn't really have that. It didn't have this like, didn't have this variance that I wanted. You know?
I agree.
And I feel like I'm doing cooler shit in Skyrim. Like when I go and fucking go on a mage quest. And like we open a portal to another world, and like
that's way cooler. It's not the same when it's science fiction.
Yeah,
because you do that in Fallout 4. You open a portal, you teleport. Right.
Yeah.
Spoilers, whatever. I don't care.
But it's still not as cool.
It's not as cool.
I mean, at first it is. You're like, whoa, because when you do get to that part.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh, I can just come back here.
I can just fast travel back here.
Which you can in Skyrim too, but. It just, I don't know. I think that maybe the writing is better. Also, the stories are a little better.
Yeah, the story's definitely better in Skyrim.
I mean,
and the side quests are cooler. Like I feel like
oh, look at our experience right now.
Oh, fucking, that's awesome.
Crazy. Make a wish. I wish we would not die again.
I wish we would kiss. I mean, what?
Oh,
Josh just kissed his sneeze
windscreen.
His windscreen. Do Gwaelin's Love and see what we have.
I know where we have to be at 13,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're at 11,111.
Okay.
Boy, this is taking a while. I hope people still like this show.
Nah, I mean, well, they get to hear our thoughts on Skyrim.
We're talking about it completely different. Well, not really, I guess.
No, I mean,
we're playing the grandfather of the Skyrim.
Yeah.
The great granddaddy.
Yeah.
This is about as simple as it gets before you get to, like, really fucking shitty Atari games.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're a dot.
Adventure. Let's play Adventure.
Yeah. Or, like, Joust.
Yeah. Joust was cool.
Joust is cool, but there's not like it's,
Yo.
the writing in Joust is shitty. It's pretty bad.
I played the Joust pinball game at MagFest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, they had a Joust pinball game?
Dude, it was cool.
Wow.
It was 2 players, and you're each on one side of the pinball machine, and you start the game like a normal pinball thing. You pull your thing back, and you shoot your ball out, and you both do it at the same time. And then when you hit the ball, like multiple balls come out, so you have like 3 balls bouncing around.
That's too much.
And
that's extravagant.
Dude, and you can hit your balls into their side.
Okay.
And it like fucks them up because they get like they have like a ton of balls going around in their face.
Yeah, a ton of balls in my mouth.
Balls all over in their mouth. Dude, it was cool. And then like there's like a bonus stage where like the sides lock down and you just have to like it's cool.
I was really good at pinball when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I think we told this story already.
Were you? I don't remember you telling this story.
Yeah, because my dad would take me to the bar and
and you would just play pinball, yeah.
My sad childhood.
Dude, when we went to MagFest, I think you were walking around with us at this point. We went into the arcade area. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you were definitely with us. I think you were further. You and Kevin were doing something else.
Kissing,
probably. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
We walked into the area, and like everybody was just playing the different games. And you walked through, and the beginning of the arcade area was like all the Japanese games, like all the rhythm games, and all the Japanese like really crazy, like innovative arcade games.
Yeah.
And then there was like a center area that was like a command center where you could play like Neo Geo and shit. But then right past that was all the pinball machines were in like a row
on the wall. Yeah.
And the age demographic jumped 20 years, like average age when you went there. It was like all the dads were hanging out by the pinball. It was the coolest thing.
Dude, one day that'll come back, I think.
What do you mean?
I think there'll be. I mean, I know there is already now because of TNT Amusements. You can like go buy that stuff. But I don't know. Like, there's something cool about like an actual mechanical game.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, not just like.
And
I guess that's where like people who buy old NES games comes in. Even though I think that's like a ludicrous. I think it's crazy that people have inflated the prices of these games so much.
Well, it's naturally going to happen, though.
Yeah, but I think the demand is way outweighing the actual value. Like,
right.
I would never. I don't care if it's like, what's that? Earthbound. I don't care if it's fucking Earthbound. Like, I'm not paying like $1,000. For a game I can just play whenever.
I mean, I think they should digitize everything.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think that they should be. Like, for just like historic sake, they should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything should be getting digitized. I know what people are coming from, where like ROMs, like we play Super Mario RPG for the other ContinueQuest, and there's glitches and sound problems and stuff like that because they're poorly transferred. I think it's everybody who made these games, if they still have the ability to, should be trying to like, memorialize them, like
put them out somehow.
Yeah, like put them somewhere where you can play them forever, but. I mean, it's like just like I'm sure at some point that we'll have like in the what's the place where the vault where everything goes in America, the
Library of Congress.
Library of Congress. I couldn't remember
What's that magical place called?
That magical vault.
There's a books. There's like
they put movies in them now.
Oh yeah, no, there's everything there.
So like I'm sure I don't even have they put any video games in Library of Congress yet?
I'm sure they have.
I'm gonna look that up.
I'm almost positive they have. I've been reading a book. I can't talk about it actually because the book's not out yet. But Chuck Klosterman from ESPN.
Yeah,
he wrote a bunch of other books too.
Yeah, what's the Sex, Drugs, and
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Yeah,
he talks about that.
Let's see, video game.
I don't want to get sued, so.
Library. Well, I mean, this might be out after the.
No, I think it comes out in June, so we're
got a little bit. Shit! Look at you, man. I don't know. Library. Oh, the Library of Congress has video games.
I told you. I'm gonna do this because I need to. I just need a little break.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna save. I gotta go save.
You're just feeling it that you need to do this.
I just need to do it. I'm sorry. I need to get. Even though I'm in a pretty good groove.
Okay, they have 3,000 games.
Name all of them.
Okay, let me go through the
Let's
list.
kill some time.
Holy shit, they have a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I kind of figured that they did.
Well, I'm glad they do, because, I mean, it's
about time, right?
Yeah, I think it's starting to hit history time.
I mean, I was even watching, like the new season of Family Guy is on Netflix or whatever, and they put, like, a lot more video game jokes in there. Like, I think everybody's sort of like, we gotta make some video game jokes.
Right.
We're at that point
We
now.
gotta pander to that audience now.
Yep. And, like, I like Family Guy. I still think it's funny, but, like, whenever that happens, I'm like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, now we're having kids that are becoming adults.
Yeah.
Whose parents are us, basically. You know, like, there are kids that, like, could be our kids, almost. Not quite, but we're getting close. That could be our... That literally could be our
literally, I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. But, like, they're growing up, and they're like...
I guess this is growing up, Paul.
I guess this is growing up. Oh, my God. That's the best song. That's the best pop punk song of all time.
Dude. Good times.
But, yeah, so, like, we're getting to this point now where kids are, like, playing old video games, and, like, the parents and the kids are kind of, like, they have the same cultural milestones in that way.
Yeah,
you know?
it's sort of the same. Like, the gap is not there.
Yeah.
It's a less of a gap. It's not... It's not like in the past where like
because now people like video. It was like, okay, movies. I guess there was a time where parents and kids were both into movies for a brief period of time. Like equally, like it was the medium, like it was the main like thing. You know?
Yeah, but that's the thing though too is like my parents and my grandparents. There's a huge gap.
Yeah.
Because like my grandparents would go
the golden age
watch movies like in the 50s or whatever. And, like, I think music had a lot to do with that, too. Like, rock and roll had a lot to do with that. Like, where my mom and stuff and my uncle would listen to music more.
Right.
And not participate in, like whereas my grandparents listen to music, they're not listening to rock and roll.
Right, yeah.
They're listening to, like...
Well, and I think that's happening with kids today, too, is, like, I mean, like, our nephew... doesn't I mean, he plays a lot of like the same games we do. I play Rocket League with him and I play other games with him, but like he plays a lot of stuff on the phone, and I think that's going to be the gap between us and the next generation of video game players is they're going to be like playing these like mobile games.
I'm an old man. I can't stand that phone shit.
Dude, I can't play video games on a phone.
It's silly.
I think it's boring.
Yeah.
I don't think they have any depth to them. You know, they don't have any.
Get a lot of hate for this, but guess what?
There's probably good games. Look, I mean, like
I'm sure Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
Dude,
Monument Valley. No, Monument Valley's supposed to be good.
What's the one where you...
Flappy Bird?
Not Flat's the shitty one, right? The one where you run.
Like the endless. There's so many endless runner games now.
Yeah, the one where you're in the jungle or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, there's that one. That one was big.
Jungle Love.
Yeah, Jungle Love.
Driving me mad.
There's gonna be. I think that's gonna be the gap. But it's weird because I think a lot of parents still. I think maybe a difference is I don't think we're ever going to grow out of video games.
No.
And I think we're always going to be playing the modern video games as we get older. And I'm wondering if that's going to create like a kind of a connection with
maybe
like I never could really play like my uncles and like aunts would somewhat play video games when we were younger, but they never got into it. They were never as into it as I was.
Oh no, yeah.
But now like I talk to our nephew and he's fucking super into video games, and I'm super into video games, and he's like, I'm the coolest uncle ever because he's like, because I can actually play video games,
and because you give him beer,
and I give him beer.
He's like 7. He doesn't do that. Don't worry.
I don't do that. No.
Don't worry.
But like I can play video games with him, and I can play the video games he likes. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I'll play Minecraft.
Right. There's a connection there. Yeah. You know, and that happened like when I was growing up with a few aunts and uncles, like with Star Wars and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And like Pee Wee Herman, like my one uncle was like, "That's the greatest show." He like loved it. You know, but like. It was few and far between. You had to like kind of just get lucky, I guess.
Yeah, like my one uncle was really into like Lord of the Rings, so like we bonded over that, and he would give me the books, and like I would read those, and he was cool because I started playing Magic when I was younger, and he was into it. He had never really played it, but he had bought them because he was like, oh cool, I want to check this out, and like I showed him how to play it.
Yeah,
oh, that's like that was cool. Like it was like we got.
You're like a good nephew.
I know, right? I'm an okay nephew.
You're a good nephew.
And I got a good nephew now, so I passed it down.
That's
and I got
what
it
you
back.
get.
Mhm.
It's the nephew you take is equal to the nephew you make.
Yep.
That's the words.
Yep. That's the updated song. But
Updated. That's what they do. They that's the ROM of that song. It's in the Library of Congress now. That way. I'm gonna cross this bridge.
We're getting close to the end of this episode, so start taking some chances, Josh.
Yeah. Look how much gold we have, dude.
We're gonna almost have enough gold. I think by the time we get to 16, we'll have enough gold to get everything.
Oh man,
Flame
I
sword
hope
and
so.
the shield.
But doesn't Edric have a sword? I know he does. I know there is.
I know Edric's got one.
I know that there's a sword. It's not just armor, and I think it's in a different place.
The next town is going to have these items: flame sword, gold silver shield, gold bamboo pole.
What the fuck would I want with that?
It's only 10 gold, so I don't know why we would ever need that.
I guess maybe if you're a weirdo. And
Gold
you wanna
club,
just-
gold copper sword,
Oh,
gold
what?
leather
I don't-
armor.
Yeah, shut up. I don't care.
Yeah, they're all like shitty. I guess they're golden versions of the shitty things.
I don't know. Is there like a secret passageway that you can go
I don't
get
know.
that? I don't know.
There's a gold torch, gold dragon scale, gold
What does that
wings.
mean though? Does gold make it like a gold torch?
Oh no, I'm fucking reading this.
Are you okay?
Nope, I'm an idiot.
All right.
No, I am definitely an idiot.
Let's
You
rewind.
can buy the club, you can buy the copper sword, you can buy all the old shitty
all
stuff.
the old shit. Okay. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Don't even give me the choice. Like I'm not gonna do that. So just get it.
Yeah, like
get
why'd
it.
you program that in? That's taking
Save
up
7 kilobytes of
Yeah.
information.
You need it. I know you need it. You know?
Yeah. You could have maybe put a different song in here.
Yeah.
But you had to add all that
Please.
shit. Yeah. Please, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
All right, we finished off this Wolf Lord. It is time to end this episode. We'll be back in a week. We'll talk about some more video games.